I think that a lot of the spiritual community's interpretation and presentation of 5D is a lot of kind of hyped up fear-based bullshit. And here's what I mean by that. Not too long ago, I did a video talking about the idea of the veil thinning around us, and that I don't really think that it's the veil that's thinning. I think it's us, we as individuals, moving forward with our own high vibrational inner child work, shadow work, ascension, and so forth. And I kind of see the 5D in a very similar way. I get really frustrated with the messaging within the spiritual community around 5D and that being like a repackaged new version of the rapture or the apocalypse. I think that we as individuals, especially anybody who is very actively working on their own trauma healing, their own inner child work and healing, those old childhood traumatic responses, PTSD, similar type responses. Those of us who are doing shadow work and diving into kind of the deep, dark, ugly, dirty, shitty parts that feel shitty, but really are just asking to be noticed. Those of us who maybe have, regular spiritual meditative practices. When we're doing that kind of work, and then we are showing up in the world with and for each other in a more high vibrational way, meaning that we're coming into communication with others, coming from a place of love, understanding, compassion, inclusiveness. That, to me, is how we individually ascend into the 5D and then help bring that to the collective and the community in hopes that there is more of that mirroring back to bring the world into a more high vibrational, ascended type of state. So again, I think that this has more to do with us individually and our own practices and our own healing, and then that then translates out to the collective. I do not, quick story, years ago when I was first getting into like a spiritual practice and learning that I had some of these psychic type abilities. I remember having a conversation with a friend where I ended up kind of really, really scared, upset, and crying because I was being given the impression that I was going to have to make a choice, that there was a physical separation, either a literal new physical earth sphere separating away from the one we currently live on, or more of like a rapture kind of situation where half of us would suddenly ascend and disappear, and having to choose if I felt that I was high vibrational enough, if I was worthy enough, if I had done enough work and had the capability then of being awakened and enlightened enough, am I enough, over and over again, that I would then have to choose if I wanted to take that route and leave my other loved ones behind in the more dense, dark, ugly, fearful, divisive 3D earth, or did I want to go ahead, did I want to stay with them and just stay in that density? And I think that that's a very dangerous and harmful type of message, because not only in my own humble opinion, I don't think that any of that is actually going to happen. Do I think that over time, as our own values change, that certain people in our lives may just sort of like fall away and just we kind of grow out of communication with them? I think that happens regardless of what you're doing from a spiritual practice standpoint or from a 5D, 3D, whatever D standpoint. That happens. There's seasons of life where you have certain communications with certain people and seasons of life where that's not the case. I have to excuse my dog. He's very upset with me because I'm not paying attention to him right now. Just a minute, Walt. So I think there is a place where you can be truthful with people about doing that work so that they live happier, more love-filled lives, and that they ascend into that higher vibrational state, versus telling them you're gonna have to make a choice because half of us are gonna float up to heaven, the new 5D earth, whatever version of it is. I just think it's harmful. I think it's dangerous. I think it's untruthful. And it just, again, fits that elitist mentality that, are you spiritual enough? Are you high vibrational enough? Have you ascended enough? Are you enough? Are you enough? Are you enough? And I don't think that that's what a deep spiritual truth is really supposed to present. Let's help each other. Let's love each other. Let's include each other. And one person at a time, one community at a time, build and build and build upon that to bring the entirety of the collective into that loving, compassionate, undivided oneness that I think really kind of helps solve most of our problems. Let me know what you think. Do you think, I'm sorry, my dog is, have you had harmful stories like this told to you as well? Do you think my line of thinking is entirely out there and incorrect? Do you agree? Have you had similar conversations and situations come up? Let me know. Let's have a conversation about it, because I think the more we try to find what that truth is for us, the more we can move forward with that loving, compassionate, unified oneness.